So what kind of feedback have you had on the, we're talking to Dara Scott, all the way from Ireland.
Slightly jet-lagged.
Yeah. And so what's the biggest seller for Hive Live right now?
HiveAlive, the biggest is the fondant. Yeah, the fondant is definitely the go-to. It's super handy, easy for people to use.
Yeah.
The bees love it. The bees do well with it. So that's
There's
a
almost
no-brainer.
been no negative feedback on the Hive Live fondant.
What negative feedback has there been? Every once in a while we get a package squashed. Gets squashed in the box. That's it.
So what's the fix for that? Like when it's really thick on one side and thin on the other?
Yeah, so all you
thing?
have to do is warm up a little bit. If someone warm, you can just squeeze it out. Then it works out fine.
Okay. And I noticed that you changed the label.
Yeah.
The label now is part of the plastic, covers the whole side, and now you've got this on the back. I know that was a very dexterous move that I just did.
That was smooth, yeah.
That blocks my view of the bees eating the fondant.
So yeah, we've taken them in. So first of all, you cut the hole on the label side.
Yeah.
So you got clear this side. The next version you'll see will have white. It'll be clear here and here, so it'll be even easier to see.
Oh, you have a version coming up?
We're always improving.
Did I have anything to do with creating a eating
You weren't
window?
the only person to say that.
Okay,
yes,
then.
You had an influence.
All right.
Definitely.
Okay. Because watching them eat it is a big part, because this does close off. When we put it on the inner cover, it closes off the airflow.
Yeah.
So in the wintertime, when we're checking it without bleeding off air from the hive.
Yeah.
And and the shelf life is 2 years?
2 years to be the manufacturer, yeah.
For the data manufacturer. Okay.
So it's at least a year and a half anyway.
Sorry. Just a random things. And these are the pre-orders over here?
There's pre-orders here, there's pre-orders there. Yeah, we've got a stack of pre-orders. About half has been pre-orders.
Now here's a question I have. We have the HiveAlive syrup that people mix in with their sugar syrup.
Yeah. Cheers, thanks very much.
Is there a similar material in the HiveAlive fondant patty?
Similar material? You mean?
So for example, if you were doing a dose for a hive, I believe is a gallon.
It's
when you mix
2.5 mils per liter, which is 1 teaspoon per gallon.
Correct.
Yeah, 1 teaspoon.
So if we had that, and the gallon is the dose for a single hive,
Yeah.
right? And let's look at this real close. So now, is the biggest impact this has is against the nosema?
Well, so in the studies, peer-reviewed, published papers,
Right.
Basically what they're showing is that the bees will do better, right? So the whole idea of HiveAlive is to keep the pathogen levels low in the colony, right? So they're eating it over the winter time. When they're eating over the winter time, it's go. It's particularly nosema. But also, we know that when it's stored in the comb as well, the ingredients of HiveAlive will also break down the spores of not only nosema but also chalk brood and also the foul brood as well. So you're basically keeping pathogen levels low in the colony. The bees come out in the springtime. They're less stressed and they're able to be more productive.
And more longevity of the bee?
As individual bees, I don't know, but as a colony, certainly, yeah. As a colony, they're stronger.
So, is any of this in this?
Oh yeah. So
okay.
So the side,
would this be considered a full dose for a hive?
Full dose of that amount. Yeah. So sorry, the same ratio is in this is what you would be doing adding to syrup.
Right. So
but
a
ideally
gallon's
you'd be
worth?
eating more of it. No, like a kilo's worth, like a quart.
Okay.
Yeah, a liter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were substituting this and not using this, how many of these would you need to treat a hive?
It's not black and white.
Okay. Are you recommending this be used as a separate thing altogether?
I mean, to be honest, that's the best. Because of the way that it's being stored in the comb as well.
Okay.
So it's stored in the comb, it's sterilised in the comb as well. Also, when you're adding this, you're generally feeding them more. So more of the syrup that they're storing in the hive is got more HiveAlive, so they're eating it for a longer period of time, which is better for their gut as well.
Okay.
So that's,
And some people talk about the cost of this, because we're looking at these bottles. 16.9 fluid ounces, for example, but how many hives would that provide treatment for?
That's 50 hives.
That's 50 hives.
Yeah.
Okay.
50 hives.
Okay.
So it goes a long way. Like we haven't. We're going to have to probably do it this year, but we have put a price up in the 10 years we've been selling it.
Okay.
But the way things have gone, we'll probably have to put them up a bit this year. But
And shelf life on that bottle?
the shelf life now is actually 3 years.
And what's the best way to store it to extend the shelf life?
It's not be hot.
Not hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Refrigerator's okay, or?
That doesn't even need a refrigerator.
But if they did, would it hurt it to be in the
No,
fridge?
fine.
No, okay. Just not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Originally, when we were developing this first, we didn't like people in the refrigerator because sometimes it would cause a bit of separation. It was just to shake back out again. But now it's just we have it so stable that it's just, we don't get separation at all anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, the fridge isn't going to do any harm.
Excellent. Great to meet you in person. Thanks for talking to me.